Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you a tip on how to get all your proportions right and make it easier to draw complex drawings. So what you'll want to do is print out whatever drawing you're wanting to do. And what you'll do is you're going to divide it into a grid. So the smaller the boxes are, the easier it will make it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it into 4 sections. So 4 sections this way and 4 this way, total of 16. So I'm going to divide it in half. So it's 9.5 inches long. So I'm going to put a mark at 4 3/4. Then I'm going to do the same at the top. So 4 3/4. And I'm going to connect those. So I just divided it right down the middle. So now I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to divide these halves. And if you wanted to, you could probably fold it instead of having to measure, but then it sort of wrinkles your paper a little bit. Okay, so we have it divided into 4 sections this way. So now we're going to divide it into 4 sections this way. And then we're going to do the same. We're going to divide this part in half and this part in half. Okay, so now we got the picture that we're going to draw divided into 16 little squares. The top part wasn't quite even, I don't think, because it looks sort of weird. But that's the basics of it. And then what you do is, now that we've divided this into 16 parts, you want to do the same on the paper that you're going to be drawing on. Okay, so now we're going to do the same here. So we'll just see here. So this is 11, so half would be 5.5. So we mark it at 5.5, and go up to the top, mark it at 5.5. And then we'll connect that. And you want to draw pretty lightly on the paper you're going to be drawing on with your grid, because you'll have to erase it after you're done drawing, and you don't want those lines to show up. All right. There we go. And what we're doing is we're just dividing the whole thing in half, and then dividing the halves in half into quarters. Okay, so we've got it divided into 4 sections this way, like we did with this one. Now we have to do these ones, so dividing it into 4 this way. Okay, so now we have it divided into 16 squares, 16 squares on here. And I think I'm gonna have to adjust this line here on my drawing. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe a little bit. But the whole purpose of this is so that you can focus on one square at a time and getting the proportions and everything right. Because sometimes when it's the whole photo, you start to get overwhelmed, or you start to get certain spots to where they're not lining up. So what you do is you focus just on one square at a time. So like this square here, you can tell, okay, it needs to be roughly halfway in between the square. And you draw it up and it goes about halfway into the middle of the square. And then once you have that lined up, you sort of continue on, and just having these guidelines sort of helps you to keep everything where it's supposed to be in the paper inside the drawing. So you can do this with any drawing that you're going to do, especially with a drawing like this where there's all kinds of stuff like buildings in the background and then the Sonic and shadow here. So it helps you sort of keep everything organized where it's supposed to be. So you can practice that and try drawing using that. You do have to print out your drawing to do that. You can also do it on the computer if you would like. But for me, it's easier to have an actual physical paper here to sit beside my paper that I'm drawing on. So I'm actually going to be doing this drawing, and I'll upload the video for that. But this video is just showing you how to do the grid drawing so that you can use that on whatever drawing you want. And if you want to see me actually do this drawing and complete it, I'll link it at the end of this video so you can watch that. Alrighty, thank you for watching.